with Emmanuel Forbes, if he's able to get back out there, what is it that you would like to see from him over the last 4 games?
Well, just continue to work through, development and growth as far as he's concerned. A young guy that needs to really just continue to get reps and play.
Are there some things in terms of whether it's technique or anything like that that you just look and say he's got to clean this up?
That's basically it. I mean, we want to see him, use the techniques that he's being coached to use, work on those little things, work on the details of his job.
And then with Brian, what's the concern for being available for Sunday?
Well, we'll see how it is tomorrow. I mean, how he reacts to the work that he did today is always important.
Did you sense the mood, how the team felt coming back from the bye and getting that time off?
Oh, I thought they looked good. I mean, they were refreshed, and energy level was good. So that's a huge plus.
Awesome. A big picture. You've got two guys, John Allen and Terry McLaurin, team leaders who were here when you got here, and they've kind of expressed their frustration at the losing, understandably. So, what do you tell those guys about continuing to set the tone and what's on the other side?
Well, just the biggest thing is that guys do look to them, and and again they just got to continue to lead and. Just understand this is something that you'll go through, and at some point it gets better. You just got to continue to work and work and work.
The draft position, you guys would pick number 4 if it was today. Obviously, fans follow that. Do you have a message for the people who say, you should lose out from here and get a higher draft position?
Well, I just struggle with that just because, we're professionals. We're paid to do our best, put it all out there, and that's what we intend to do is just put it out there.
Coach, the Rams have a couple of fifth-round draft picks, one the second year from last year, one this year, Puka Nacua, who are big role players for them. Can you kind of look at that evaluation and look back at what are the things that they've been able to do to elevate the level of day 3 draft picks?
Well, I think again, it's it's hit or miss because if they're playing that well, then maybe they should have been taken sooner. I mean, Hall of Famers get taken all over the place, and people are going to miss, and that's just the way it is. I mean, it's not an exact science, and I think again, sometimes it's just the fortunate part of it or the unfortunate part of it, just where guys get taken.
And speaking of future Hall of Famers, anyway, Aaron Donald obviously is a big presence for the Rams defense. Just kind of without giving away too much strategy, obviously for Sunday, what are some things that you can kind of do against a guy with that type of impact?
Well, you most certainly got to be aware of where he is first and foremost, and then hopefully with things that we would like to do, our intent to do, we can get those things accomplished.
Coach, what do you see from Sadiq in his first day back of practice?
It was good to see him out there. He's moving pretty well already. He's an explosive, dynamic, big guy, and again, he's got to work his technique and show us that he's ready to be on the field. That's for sure.
And assuming whenever he gets activated, do you expect any lineup changes, or do you expect to just kind of keep it the way it is right now?
Well, we'll kind of keep it the way it is, and again, as I said, we'll see how he's coming along and how he's working before we make any decisions on any of that stuff.
And then update on Derek Forrest, given
on Defoe, he's still just going through it. He's going through the rehab, and again that'll be when he has his next checkup, and we'll see what the doctors say.
Do you know when that checkup is?
Right. I don't know that, John.
And then with Sam, how do you measure his growth over the last 4 weeks with taking away just results, production, or numbers? How are you going to measure his growth? Well,
I think the biggest thing in talking with EB about it is really his decision making. I mean, that's one of the things that is really always important with a quarterback is, is he making the right decisions, and then getting to him and asking why. Why were these decisions made?
And how do you feel he's grown in that area?
Well, I think he's learning. I really do. It's tough just because of our situation. Being down early in games, it changes a lot of things that you want to do. And early on when as long as these games stay close, you can really see how much he's gotten better.
And the last thing, is there anything else that you want to see for the next 4 weeks, that whether it's a player or a group or anything, just to see how they progress?
Well, as a team, first of all, consistency, and then the where we are in terms of the development of different positions. Obviously, looking at some of the young offensive linemen, looking at some of the tight ends and the backs for that matter, and then defensively, seeing some improvement with what we're doing in the secondary.
You mentioned on Monday it was a late bye, and obviously late in the season. Do you have a new theme, a new message for the guys when they come back on how to attack these 4?
Well, I don't think it's any different than when we left. It's really about being the professional that we are and going out and doing your best, giving it your best. I mean, the stranger things have happened. We're still in it, obviously, numerically, but we'll see how it goes. And at the end of the day, you got to take care of your business first and foremost.
He was asking about Sam. He's taken a lot of sacks this year. Did you notice anything he's improved or that you'd like to improve in your bye-week review?
Well, I think the biggest thing we talked about was, getting the ball out of his hands quicker, whether that's his decision making or it's play calling. It's just one of those things that he has to understand, take what's there. And sometimes, discretion is the better part of valor. Throw it away.
Coach, not that he's necessarily going to come back this season, but any updates on Armani Rogers and kind of how his recovery is going?
Armani's been doing a good job. He has, he's been in and he's been working with our staff, and it's unfortunate he got hurt at the beginning of the training of OTAs, but it's good to see him around. He's a heck of a young man.
And then how likely is it to see a young guy like Jabril Cox maybe get some reps here at the end of the season?
I think there'll be some opportunities. He's done a nice job, and you're starting to see his growth in what we're doing. He's got a better handle and a better feel for that, so that's always a good thing. And that way, if he gets the opportunity, he'll be ready.